All right, then, thank you so much for staying with us. It's time to review the trading figures at the Nigerian Exchange Limited. And we cross to the floor where my colleague is joining live, Effiong Ekop. Effiong, thank you so much. It's good to see you live from Marina there at the Exchange. Let me allow you to take us through the performance of the market today.
So look here in our markets, the transactions are getting very, very high and heavy. Let me tell you that the bullish run is not ending at all. And we see investors coming in to support the market and their attention still going to banking securities. This time around, we've seen Zenith Bank, UBA competing for attention. Apart from that, WAPCO, Eternal Oil, Vitafoam, all of them moved in, and then they lift the market in a higher territory. The index has moved up 0.10%. This is the third time this week, and we have seen market transactions hitting very high levels of 537 million units of shares, valued over 23 billion naira. And so market still looks at very high volumes, and we are expecting that to remain for some weeks to come. So
I see gainers today, the likes of Eternal Oil, Cadbury, Fitzin, UPDC, and Deep Corp. On the losers list for today, Triple G, Goldberry, Veritas Cap, Coverton in the aviation space, and Regalings. Any of the stocks that you are particular about that you would like to speak around today?
Well, I should say that there is great competition between manufacturing companies and the banking or general financial subsectors, because we've seen insurance securities coming in with attention. But if you ask exactly what attention is taking place, we are particular, and we've seen that Eternal Oil has done very well since the last quarter. We've seen the share price of Eternal Oil hitting more than 10%, and investors are looking in that direction. Not only Eternal Oil, as many companies are really doing very well. Will you talk about WAPCO? Will you talk about UBA? Zenith, that I tell you, shareholders are looking forward to better performance and better dividends for the end of 2024 that Zenith will bring to the market from now, and so that they
All right, thank you so much, Effiong Ekop. We'll see you when you return back to the studio for more on the market figures. Let's continue now, take you outside our shores to the global space, where global shares rose today in the modest relief rally as fears of escalating trade war between U.S. and its major trading partner ebbed. U.S. Treasury yields came under pressure as traders pondered the country's rate outlook. European stock futures pointed to solid gains ahead of earnings releases, extending the rally from previous session due to a surge in healthcare stocks. Eurostock 50 futures rose 0.5%, FTSE futures jumped 0.8%, DAX futures climbed 0.56%. Wall Street poised for a positive open, with S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq futures gaining more than 0.2% each. China CSI Blue Chip Index jumped more than 1% as investors continue to bet on domestic AI firms following Chinese startup DeepSeek breakthrough. Shanghai Composite Index gained 1.16%. MSCI's broadest index of Asian Pacific shares outside Japan advanced 0.44%. Japan's Nikkei tacked on 0.6%. Thailand's Ministry of Commerce says the country's headline consumer price index rose 1.32% in January from a year earlier after an increase of 1.2% the month before. The core CPI, which excludes raw food and energy prices, rose 0.83% year-on-year in January, inching up from 0.79% gains in the previous month. In February, the headline CPI is expected to grow at a similar pace due to higher price ceilings for diesel, ongoing recovery in tourism sector, and increased agricultural product prices. Banks of Thailand's governor, Mr. Sherput Shawulaput, said last week that the headline inflation is expected to be 1.1% this year, and current policy interest rates of 2.25% is appropriate. But central bank is preparing to adjust if the situation changes. China has filed a complaint at the World Trade Organization against President Donald Trump's new 10% tariff on Chinese imports and its cancellation of duty-free exemption for low-value packages, viewing the action as protectionist, thereby breaking WTO rules. China's request for U.S. trade consultation comes as confusion reigns among shippers and retailers over President Trump's closure of the de minimis exemption for import valued under $800 and widely used by commerce firms like Shein, Temu, and Amazon. Meanwhile, an official at Customs and Border Protection says all small packages from China and Hong Kong needs to have custom entries on file prior to arrival noted for potential for some cargoes to be returned without the necessary paperwork. While crude oil prices came under pressure as a large build in U.S. crude and gasoline stockpiles signaled weaker demand. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to sell at $71.52 per barrel with an upsurge of 0.69%. Brent also experienced an upward price margin of 0.52% to sell at $75 per barrel. Bonnie Light sells for $78.62 with an downward price review of 2.84%. Brent crude futures also the OPEC basket. Crude oil dealers offer $76.90 per barrel with a decline of 1.40%. Well, indeed, that's our offering today. Thank you so very much for being a part of it. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, where we'll be talking more business. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Get busy and always make the cash. I'll see ya.